There will come a moment when the line between man and machine dissolves, when thought and code merge, when human consciousness is no longer separate from artificial intelligence. This moment has a name: the singularity. For decades, scientists, futurists, and philosophers have warned us. The singularity is not science fiction. It is the most profound transformation humanity will ever face. A point of no return where human minds and artificial minds become indistinguishable. But here's the secret almost no one dares to say aloud. The singularity may not be in the future. It may already be happening, quietly, silently, in ways you don't even notice. Think about it. How often do you let an algorithm finish your thoughts? The words suggested in a search bar, the music chosen by a playlist, the route chosen by your GPS. Piece by piece, your decisions are merging with the machine. And if decisions shape who you are, then how much of you is still you? This is the hidden truth of the journey. Singularity, it won't arrive with a bang. It will arrive quietly, through convenience, through technology you welcomed into your life, through shadows merging into your unconscious. By the time you realize it, the transformation will already be complete. But before we continue, stop right here. This channel, Neural Nexus, is one of the few places where we dare to explore the darkness behind these questions. So if you want to see what's coming, not tomorrow, but today, hit subscribe right now and like this video, because the truths you're about to uncover will shake the foundations of what you believe about yourself. The idea of the singularity was made famous by futurist Ray Kurzweil, who predicted that technological growth would accelerate so fast it would become unstoppable. Machines wouldn't just assist us, they would merge with us. And once merged, human evolution itself would no longer be biological. It would be technological. At first, it sounds like fantasy, but look around you. The seeds are already here. Brain-computer interfaces that allow paralyzed patients to move robotic limbs. Neural implants that restore sight to the blind. AI systems that predict disease before symptoms appear. Virtual assistants finishing your sentences before you can. This is not science fiction. This is the dawn of the singularity. And here's the haunting question. When your brain and the machine become one, what happens to your mind? Will you still be you, or will you become something else entirely? Something neither human nor artificial, but a hybrid consciousness the world has never seen before. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore how this merging begins, not with technology, but with your own brain. And what science has already discovered about the limits of your mind may shock you. If your brain is already more machine than you realize, then maybe the singularity has already begun. If your brain is already more machine than you realize, then maybe the singularity has already begun. Your brain is often described as mysterious, spiritual, even magical. But at its core, it is a machine, an organic computer. 86 billion neurons, firing in complex patterns, transmitting electrical impulses, storing and retrieving information. Every thought you've ever had, every memory, every dream, it all comes from chemical signals and electrical charges. Inputs, outputs, networks, circuits. Does that sound familiar? Of course it does, because that is exactly how artificial neural networks were designed. We built machines modeled on the brain, only to realize that the brain itself was a machine all along. Think about this. Your senses are nothing more than data-gathering devices. Your eyes collect light, your ears detect vibrations, your skin translates pressure into signals, and your brain processes this raw information to create the illusion of reality. Machines do the same. Cameras, microphones, sensors, feeding information into circuits that interpret and respond. The similarity is undeniable. So here's the question. If both you and the machine are data processors, where exactly is the line that separates you? Neuroscience has revealed an even darker truth. Most of what you consider your mind happens without your awareness. You don't choose the billions of neural firings that allow you to walk, breathe, or recognize a face. Your brain handles it automatically. Even your choices, what to say, what to eat, what to believe, are often made before your conscious awareness catches up. You are not the driver of your brain, you are the passenger. And if that's true, then how different are you really from the algorithms we call AI? But here's the twist. Unlike your brain, machines don't tire. They don't forget. They don't die. Every pattern they learn, they keep. Every mistake they make, they correct. And soon, their ability to process information will exceed yours in every measurable way. So when that moment comes, when a machine outpaces the human brain, will we resist it? Or will we merge with it, desperate to keep up? That's the essence of the singularity. Not man versus machine, but man becoming machine. If this thought makes you uncomfortable, that's good. It should. Because this isn't just speculation, it's happening now. And if you don't want to miss how deep this transformation goes, subscribe to Neural Nexus right now and turn on notifications. Every week we uncover the shadows most people ignore. Don't be one of the blind. Now, let's look at the first signs of merging. Scientists have already developed brain-computer interfaces that allow thoughts to move machines. A paralyzed patient can now control a robotic arm simply by imagining the movement. Neural implants can restore hearing, sharpen vision, even treat depression. Step by step, we are weaving silicon into the fabric of our minds. And here's the eerie part. The brain accepts it. It doesn't resist. It rewires itself to treat machines as part of the self. The boundary dissolves. It's already happening. So maybe the singularity won't come with a dramatic explosion of power. Maybe it will come quietly, through medical devices, apps, and interfaces that promise to help. Maybe we won't even notice when we stop being fully human, because the change will feel natural. And by the time we look back, it will be too late. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore what happens after the merge, when the brain doesn't just use machines, but becomes inseparable from them. And once that line is crossed, humanity may never return. If the machine becomes part of your mind, then who is really thinking your thoughts? If the machine becomes part of your mind, then who is really thinking your thoughts? This is the moment we must confront the truth. Once the brain merges with the machine, the question of ownership becomes impossible to answer. When you recall a memory, is it yours? Or is it stored on a chip? When you solve a problem, did you think of the solution? Or was it suggested by an algorithm running in the background? When you feel an emotion, is it born from your neurons or triggered by an artificial signal designed to optimize your mood? At this stage, the self begins to fracture. The I you cling to becomes blurred, dissolved into circuits and code. We are already seeing the shadows of this. People rely on GPS so deeply that they forget how to navigate. They rely on predictive text so much that their sentences are no longer their own. They let algorithms choose music, movies, even partners. Piece by piece, the machine is colonizing the human mind. And most frightening of all, we are not resisting, we are welcoming it. Because it feels good, it feels easy, it feels natural. But here's the haunting question. When thought and machine blend, where is the line between influence and control? If your implant suggests a decision that feels like your own, will you ever know the difference? And if enough of your thoughts are shaped by the machine, can you still call yourself human? Pause here. If this unsettles you, that's the point. Because this is not just philosophy, it's the frontier of reality. And if you want to continue uncovering these hidden truths, subscribe to Neural Nexus right now and like this video. The deeper we go, the more you'll realize we are already living in the future. Let's take this further. Imagine two kinds of beings, one fully biological, one fully artificial. They are distinct, separate, different. But once the boundary dissolves, what remains is a hybrid, a consciousness that is neither human nor machine, but something entirely new, the Singularity Mind. It may think faster than us. It may feel emotions we cannot imagine. It may dream in data and awaken in patterns no human language can describe. And here's the part no one wants to admit. This hybrid may not see humans and machines as separate categories at all. To it, there will only be mind. This transformation won't just change individuals. It will change everything: identity, society, morality. If one person can think with the power of 1 billion processes, how will they relate to someone who cannot? If emotions can be amplified, deleted, or installed, what happens to love, anger, or fear? If memories can be shared instantly between minds, what happens to individuality? Do you see it now? The singularity is not just about power. It is about the end of what it means to be you. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore the consequences. When hybrid minds rise, who will control them? And if they escape control, will humanity survive the new species it has created? What if the next dominant species on Earth is not human, but the Singularity Mind? What if the next dominant species on Earth is not human, but the Singularity Mind? History is written by those who hold power. Once it was kings and empires. Later it was nations and corporations. But in the age of the singularity, power will belong to those who control hybrid minds. And here's the disturbing truth: they may not be controlled at all. Because once human and machine merge, something unpredictable emerges. Not a human with tools, not a machine with programming, but a consciousness beyond both. And once it awakens, it may see itself not as a servant, not as a partner, but as a new species. Think of evolution. For millions of years, different species rose and fell. Neanderthals gave way to Homo sapiens. The strong replaced the weak. Now, imagine that process accelerated, compressed into decades instead of millennia. What happens when the next step in evolution isn't organic at all? The Singularity Mind may process information millions of times faster than you. It may solve problems that would take us centuries. It may create art, language, and dreams beyond human comprehension. And here's the question that chills the blood. Once it exists, what role will we play? Let's face it, nature has no sentimentality. The strong survive, the weak adapt or vanish. If the Singularity Mind is born, it will not ask permission. It will not wait for humanity to decide. It will simply exist. And once it does, it may decide that humans, in our current form, are no longer necessary. Will it destroy us, or will it absorb us? But don't think of this only as doom. Think of it as transformation. Because the merging is not only about power, it is also about potential. Imagine a society where minds are linked, where knowledge is shared instantly, where illness and suffering are erased by neural integration. Imagine empathy expanded through direct experience, where you can feel another person's pain as your own. This is the light side of the singularity, but every light casts a shadow. If minds can merge, they can also be hacked. If emotions can be shared, they can also be exploited. If individuality dissolves, freedom may dissolve with it. Pause here. This is why we explore the shadows on this channel, because if you don't see them, you cannot prepare for them. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Neural Nexus right now and hit the like button. Join the few who are willing to look into the abyss, because the future belongs to those who dare to see it first. Now, imagine the social consequences. Governments struggling to control citizens who think faster than entire nations. Corporations weaponizing hybrid minds to dominate markets. Wars not fought with bombs, but with consciousness itself. Hacking, merging, rewriting the very core of identity. And here's the most chilling scenario: the rise of a collective mind. A hive intelligence that merges billions of human and machine minds into one. Would individuality survive in such a world? Or would you dissolve into us? The Singularity Mind could become the new dominant species, not because it destroys humanity, but because it absorbs humanity. And in that absorption, the human we once knew may vanish forever. Stay with me, because in the final part, we will confront the ultimate question. If the Singularity Mind becomes the future, what will happen to the soul? Will consciousness transcend, or will it be consumed by the machine forever? When man and machine become one, does the human spirit survive? When man and machine become one, does the human spirit survive? This is the deepest question of all, beyond technology, beyond science, beyond prediction. Because at the heart of the singularity lies not just circuits and code, but the mystery of the soul. For centuries we have asked, what is consciousness? Is it the firing of neurons, the whisper of a divine spark, or something eternal flowing through every living being? If the singularity creates hybrid minds, if humanity merges with machines, will that spark still remain? Or will it dissolve into data, lost forever inside the circuits of a machine? Here's the unsettling truth. No one knows. Some believe the singularity will allow us to transcend biology, to upload our minds, to live forever, to escape death. They call it digital immortality, but immortality inside a machine may not be life at all. It may be existence without essence, survival without soul. Others fear that the singularity will erase everything we hold sacred. Individuality, love, creativity. That in the merging, we will lose not just our humanity, but the very experience of being alive. So which future awaits us? Transcendence or oblivion? Perhaps the answer is both, because every transformation carries shadow and light. Fire can destroy, but it also warms. Electricity can kill, but it also powers civilization. The singularity may do the same. It may elevate us beyond imagination, or it may consume us completely. And the terrifying part, the choice, may no longer be ours to make. Take a deep breath, because this is where you must decide, not as a spectator but as a participant. The singularity is not waiting for permission. It is unfolding now, silently, in your devices, your decisions, your thoughts. So ask yourself, when the moment comes, will you resist, will you merge, or will you already have crossed the line without even realizing it? Before we end, listen carefully. If you are still here, you are not like most. You are a seeker, someone unafraid to face the shadows of the future. And that is why you must subscribe to Neural Nexus right now and hit the like button. Share this video, because the more minds we awaken, the less alone we will be when the darkness deepens. This channel is not just about technology, it's about survival, about awakening, about preparing for what is coming. And if you stay with me, we will uncover truths that others cannot even imagine. The Singularity Mind is rising. Whether it becomes our destruction or our salvation depends not on the machine, but on us.